How do you love your twin flame unconditionally? Well, let's talk about that. We are Lawrence and Alexandra. We are twin flames in Harmonious Union and Master Certified Ascension Coaches. So, when we talk about unconditional love, I think first of all we need to understand what is unconditional love. What do we consider and what we don't consider unconditional love? Because through our chats with a lot of people on this journey, we've seen that some people say, okay, I love my twin flame unconditionally, but usually that but tells you that that's not unconditional love. Why? Because unconditional love means you love without any condition. When you say but, you already add a condition. So what you want to be clear on is like if you really love your twin flame because you love your twin flame, it's because you really want to be there for them regardless. Example, with me and Alexandra, before we were together, before we had relationship, she was with somebody else, and at that point I just like, even though I had a lot of feelings, I had a lot of things that I was moving through, and I was speaking with her, I felt a lot of love, and I didn't understand exactly how to properly approach it because we didn't have these tools at that point, but I was there for her, loving her regardless of what was going on with her. I even helped her and the boyfriend at the time have a better relationship. I was coaching them while while I was moving through my own experience. And what I usually see with people, they get in a space where, let's say, there's a third party, and they're like, no, I cannot talk with you, I cannot be around you because you're with this other person. Rather than having that unconditional love for your twin flame, loving your twin flame where they're at, even if you don't agree with their choice.
Yeah, that's I think like the most important thing of like unconditional love is like you do not have to agree with what's
Mm-hmm.
happening. You do not have to, uh, put like energy, or like you don't have to be necessarily okay with what's happening. But that doesn't mean that you start hating your twin flame, or that you start resenting them, or that you start having, bad feelings
Mm-hmm.
about them. That's like a line here that it's not even necessarily towards your twin flame. It's like with everybody in your life. Like you have harboring negative feelings towards somebody because of what they're doing, it's not healthy for you first. Like it's stressful for your nervous system, it's not a good time, and especially with your twin flame it can be very intense. I totally understand that. But what it's important here for you is to see is you having these feelings and this experience right now healthy for you, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because when you approach the twin flame journey with unconditional love, you should automatically, or hopefully through what you're doing in your life, feel good, even if like right now the circumstances maybe don't look good with your twin flame. The point here is that, and what we guide people to do is, through doing the mirror exercise and healing themselves, is that
Mm-hmm.
even if your twin flame is with somebody else, even if your twin flame is doing something completely stupid right now, that should not affect you, and that should not make you feel resentful or disconnected or bored with your twin flame,
Mm-hmm.
right? You should have at all times like a connection with your twin flame that feels alive, and that you feel that inside of yourself, right? And when you look outside for your twin
Mm-hmm.
flame and what they're doing, if you feel triggered, or suddenly you feel bad, or you don't feel so good anymore, that's an indication of where you need to heal. And as you do that, you realign with love, and that helps your twin flame also align with love as well. That's how mirroring works, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's part of the unconditional love aspect of here, is that part of like unconditionally loving somebody is you again not allowing yourself to be in a space where you harbor resentment towards them and what happened in the past, or what is
Mm-hmm.
happening currently in the present, right?
Yeah.
Unconditional love means that you right now have an attitude that you love them, right? And it doesn't mean that you have to allow yourself to be disrespected. It doesn't mean that you agree with them. It doesn't mean that you accept breadcrumbs in the relationship. No, you value yourself and you honor yourself and you love yourself first, but you also love the other person. And that sometimes might be in having boundaries and having, like, kind of like harder limits with one another in the relationship. That's totally appropriate. But again, I see a lot of people also approaching this thing of like, I want to place a boundary with my twin flame because they said something and
Yeah.
it upset me, you know. Well, let's hold on a minute, you know. Like putting a boundary from a place of upset, it's not necessarily loving either, right? Like you want to like fully allow yourself to move through your emotional response first before you start acting or reacting from a place of upset, right? And that's again a way in which you can unconditionally love your twin flame, right? So a lot of people look, okay, how can I do this, in my day-to-day life, and because a lot of people, when they are in separation or their twin flame has blocked them, is like, how do I even love my twin flame unconditionally? Well, here are like some things that you can do to love your twin flame unconditionally right now, no matter where you're at. Maybe you haven't spoken in a year or something. This is something that you can do. So the first thing is you can always connect with them in your heart and see how you feel, right? When you think about your twin flame, you will have a feeling. And what is that feeling? Like, I invite you right now to just take a moment and feel into your heart. And do you feel sad? Do you feel angry? Do you feel love and happy and peaceful? Maybe you feel nothing, you know. It's okay. Like, whatever comes up in this space, it's okay to just notice it first, So notice how you feel about your twin flame. And from this space of you noticing what you feel, you can do something about it. So if you feel sad, if you feel angry, if you feel nothing, you can do the mirror exercise. You can do something, right? And the goal here is that as you move through these feelings, you align into love and you feel peaceful, right? So after you do the mirror exercise and you have moved through these emotions, you should feel peaceful. And if you feel right now peaceful, thinking about your twin flame, then congratulations, you feel peaceful right now. Okay. So what do you do if you feel peaceful? Well, let's discuss about that. The next thing that you can do is like, how do you feel about yourself? How do you feel about your life? Maybe how do you feel about your relationship with God? And again, you just sit with yourself and, see how you feel. And again, maybe like something comes up of like, oh, well, I don't feel good about my finances. Okay, let's work on that, Or, oh, maybe I don't feel good because like my, I don't know, like I haven't really taken care of myself, this week. Well, good. Like focus on that, Or maybe you feel like you're disconnected from God and you don't know where to go next. Well, focus on that. Focus on reestablishing your connection with God. And see, like, you have things to do, Even if, like, you're in separation, there's always something to do, right? And let's just say, like, generally speaking, your life just feels kind of good. What do you do now? Well, what you do is, like, you enjoy life. Enjoying life and being happy is actually important on your twin flame journey.
Yeah, and I feel like to add something like enjoying life doesn't mean start to be with somebody else.
Yeah, it means you generally doing things that you love.
Yeah, like you do activities, whatever you like. You get in your job to feel better, to do more of your purpose. You just go on a date with yourself, like you do stuff that you genuinely enjoy, that you like to do, even if you don't have the person next to you. I see so many people waiting for their twin flame to come in their life to do certain activities.
Yeah.
But you need to allow yourself to do those activities right now and enjoy them right now. And then you're going to
Exactly.
be able to attract more your twin flame. So overarching, we see here that unconditional love means you have to love yourself. To be able to love your twin flame unconditionally, you have to make sure you love yourself first. If you don't do that, you cannot love your twin flame unconditionally. And that's one of the main keys of, like when you do the mirror exercise, you learn to love yourself.
Yep, exactly. So, how do you love your twin flame unconditionally? Well, you love them, you work through upsets. If you have them with them, you see how you feel. You don't want to feel resentful, you don't want to feel angry, you don't want to feel like, oh my god, they're dumb. Like you work through those feelings, right? So you can arrive at the place where you just love them And then, second of all, you enjoy your life, right? You love yourself. You make sure that you unconditionally love yourself and prioritize yourself and value yourself in all that you do. So, those are things that you can do right now. And you can spend time every day, 5 minutes, for example, and see, okay, how do I feel right now about my twin flame? And how do I feel about myself? How has my day been? Do you have, for example, like just a moment in the day where you connect with yourself and you're really honest about how things have been? Ask yourself, how much time you spend just taking care of yourself and just tending to yourself and to your emotions, to your feelings, right? Not just like take a shower, like, or go to the gym. Those are important things too, right? But taking care of yourself emotionally and spiritually, it's far more important for the twin flame journey. So yeah, make it a goal for yourself, maybe this upcoming week, to just do something for yourself. Yeah, check in with yourself, see how you feel, about your twin flame journey.
Perfect. So see you in the next video.
Yeah, see you in the next video.